All right, everybody. Welcome to this week unloaded. Oh, excuse me. Before we get started, I want to say that we are going back to somewhat of what the show used to be. So we are going to try and keep it family friendly from now on. So if any mods are out there, you see somebody saying something that seems like it's crossing that line, you guys know what to do, and that of course will apply to the panel as well. Which I think all three of you guys are mods anyhow. So you know how that goes. Anyway, tonight we have with us Mr. Gizzard Gary. How are you tonight, Gary?
I'm good. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. And next to him, we have the kingpin himself, David Bowling. How are you tonight, David? The mute button's at the top, David.
Yeah, I had to go mute the YouTube video started playing, and I had to go mute
Uh,
that.
yeah.
No, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Yep, no problem. And next to him, we have Rupan RX, aka Jared. How are you tonight, Jared?
I'm doing great today. My gun didn't blow up in my face,
That's
so
always a
it's
plus.
it's great. Thanks for having me, Rich.
Yeah, it's always a plus when your gun does not blow up in your face.
Yes.
All right. Tonight we will talk about the Mueller report. I'm assuming all three of you know what's going on with that.
Yeah, I read the article you gave me, and I saw an article from CNN.
Yep.
All right. What was CNN's take on it? Do you know?
To try to quote them exactly,
I'll paraphrase. I don't care if you get it exact.
it said it was like one line is important, like the most important line in everything Mueller said. Obviously, it's the one line they could try to like spin to make it sound like he's still an asshole. Oh, pardon me. I guess I want to be the first guy who ends up getting booted out of this shit. No. So he's yeah, they just kind of like tried to, they're just looking for whatever they can to actually attack him with. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
not surprising. Gary, we were talking before we went on the air, so I know you've been able to prove you for this. But yeah, let's go over here and I'll bring up. Do we want to go to the letter first and read over the letter, or do we just want to go with the article? What do you guys think?
Article.
Yeah.
Article.
The article. All right, we can do that. Let me screen share this. We look at the infinite screens. All right, here we go. William Barr releases his summary of the Mueller report. Attorney General William Barr on Sunday released the principal conclusions of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's completed Russian probe in a four-page letter to Capitol Hill lawmakers, which stated definitively that Mueller did not establish evidence that President Trump's team or any associates of the Trump campaign had conspired with Russia despite multiple offers from Russian affiliated individuals to assist the Trump campaign. The special counsel did not find that any U.S. person, notice that right there, not just the Trump campaign, but any U.S. person or Trump campaign official or associate conspired or knowingly coordinated with Russians who hijacked computers. Not hijacked. See, we were talking about terrorists before we went on the air. Now you got me thinking hijack instead of hack. It's your fault, David. I'm just going to blame you. Anyway, who hacked computers belonging to the Democratic National Committee and Hillary Clinton, according to Barr's letter. Additionally, according to Barr's letter, the special counsel's investigation did not find that the Trump campaign or anyone associated with it conspired or coordinated with Russia in its effort to interfere with the 2016 presidential election using a disinformation campaign, according to Mueller's report. For Trump, who has tweeted more than 230 times that he and his team did not collude with Russians, the moment amounted to a near total vindication. So, what are you guys' thoughts on this?
Yeah.
As far as to whether it's a vindication or not?
Thoughts in general?
The Democrats weren't hacked by the Russians. You know, Podesta left his email wide open to the phishing attack, and his password was password.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Plus all the other evidence about Hillary's servers that were compromised. Come on.
You mean Hillary's illegal servers?
Indeed.
I'm not the least bit surprised by any of this.
No.
Yeah, it's just we all knew pretty much this was coming. I mean, like we were talking before we were on the air. Was it you, David, that brought up about how the Rosenstein had been saying this the entire time, that there wasn't anything going to come of this, and this was the guy that the Democrats thought they were going to be able to hang their hat on in the Department of Justice to get Trump out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was their whole shtick from the whole time. And if you really, aside from just knowing that it was nonsense because, you know, people's brains work, Devin Nunes, when he gave that first report way, way back when to the White House, there was evidence right there in his report that all this was nonsense. So it's not like it's a big secret that it's, you know, all this was for naught. I mean, it still had its purpose. You know, not getting rid of Trump was the purpose, but it still served its other purpose as well, which was disrupting everything.
Oh yeah, it's been extremely disruptive. And people that probably should be investigated aren't being investigated because everybody's concerned with investigating something else going on over here. It's absurd.
I'm surprised after, like, Trump's been president for a little while now. And my thing is, like, you really think this guy would have colluded with Russia even if he had the chance? I mean,
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, good. Here's the thing. What's up?
I was good. This has been going on for 2.5 years. If you do the math, this started before Trump was even the president.
Plus, in that time that Trump has been president, he's booted out more Russian diplomats than anybody and any other country when that poisoning thing was going on. He's put more sanctions on the Russian government. Like he's armed the Ukrainians. You know, he stood up against Putin and a whole bunch of other stuff in Syria. Yeah, he's not necessarily been the guy that got him elected president's best friend.
Yeah, earlier I was reading an article. I don't remember what exactly it was, but they actually were quoting a Democrat who is on board the impeach Trump movement over all this. Or no, it wasn't a Democrat. It was one of the Never Trumpers in the house. It was you think it's one of the Never Trump guys that were in the house or something. Anyway, he was saying something about the Mueller thing from a couple of days ago, and even though he was saying, "No, we need to get rid of Trump. We need the Mueller report so we can find out what he did so we can get rid of him," he is also at the same time listing off all the good accomplishments that Trump has had. It's like, guy, you're saying we got to get rid of this guy while saying all the stuff that he's done that you actually liked, which far outweighs the stuff we don't like that he's done. I don't know. I can't figure out these people's mindset. Remember, it's not just the Democrats. You also got people on the right that are involved in saying, no, we got to do this, that, and the other. There was a congressman or senator the other day was saying that the whole thing needs to come out so that they can take action on it. And he wasn't saying that from a defensive Trump perspective. He was doing it from a persecute Trump perspective. And again, I know there's things that Trump has done that we all don't like the bump stock ban and some other things. I know a lot of you people might not agree with me on this one, but I was not a fan of the crime bill that they passed and he signed. So you guys got thoughts on that about how it's not just the Democrats that are out to get him?
Well, the thing with Trump is, I don't buy into he's not a politician. The guy's been a politician all his life. You're not a real estate billionaire in New York without knowing stuff about politics. Plus,
Right.
all of his friends were high-level politicians, i.e., the Clintons.
Yeah,
But
there's a thin line between politician and businessman.
he was still an outsider, and he came in and started poking people in the eye, and they started getting embarrassed. They didn't like that. You know, you came into our game and started making us look bad. We're not going to have that. And so everybody hates his guts. And I'm not the biggest fan of the guy myself. I support him, and I think that you make a big mistake if you don't vote for him in this next coming election. But I don't care about Donald Trump. I don't care about his tweets. I don't care about none of the other kind of stuff because the way I look at it is this is about us. This isn't about Donald Trump. I didn't elect Donald Trump president. I elected the American people president because the corruption that's going on in the government is foul to the top, to the bottom, and all the way around. And this disruptor was just doing what we wanted them to do. Go in there and make politicians look stupid and call them out for being liars. And he just happened to be the one that came through to do it.
Gary, you got any thoughts? Or Rupan, you were getting ready to say something.
Oh yeah, I watched that video. This line is key, and they just harped on the fact that they said that there's insufficient evidence that proves there's anything, and they said that what do they say, that he's not, it doesn't exonerate him. That's what they were saying. I don't know, but either way, they're just looking for, I don't know if they're looking for a soundbite or they're looking for anything that proves that this report isn't good enough to, or I don't know. You get the idea.
Yeah, the thing that they were saying he wasn't exonerated on was the obstruction of justice thing.
Yeah.
But then Mueller left that up to the Attorney General, and Barr consulted with Rosenstein and a couple of the other guys that worked for him, and they all looked at this and they came to the conclusion that there wasn't enough evidence there to support a indictment of anybody for obstruction. So now the Democrats are throwing a fit about that. But okay, what were you going to say, Gary?
I'm pretty much going to say the same thing. I'm not sure where they're going to go from here. They're just grasping at straws at this point.
Yeah, and that brings up another point about all this. Going back to the whole, is this the right letter? Yeah, this is the right story. Yeah. Nadler now wants Barr to testify on the Mueller report. Nadler being Jerry Nadler from New York, who is the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, and doesn't think that Trump should have been cleared on obstruction when Nadler has not read the full Mueller report, because they have to go through that and find out what can be released and what can't be released, because there are things in the Mueller report that could affect other investigations that are ongoing still, and they haven't gone through and sorted all that out yet. So for Jerry Nadler, the first day that the report's out there and we have the Attorney General putting out the summary of the report to say that these people all need to come in and testify, they're jumping the gun.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
They have, Jerry Nadler has absolutely no idea outside of the letter from the Attorney General what is in that report at all.
It's just another tactic because they know that they can't release every word of the report. Everybody from 5 years old to 100 years old knows that because of, like you said, investigations and other sensitive matters. So there's going to be redactions. And now that there's redactions, it's, well, the American people deserve to see what's in those redactions. It just makes you think back to Brett Kavanaugh. You know, they swore that we needed a hearing, we needed an investigation on Brett Kavanaugh. So they got an additional investigation. They got an additional hearing on Brett Kavanaugh. And then it all of a sudden wasn't enough. We need more time. You know, it's always going to be these type of tactics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
what do you mean you didn't find anything? Go look again.
Yeah, this might be the quote that you were referencing earlier, just a minute ago, Jared, where At a news conference Sunday evening, he said, referring to Jerry Nadler, "This report does not amount to a so-called total exoneration. Congress must step in to get the truth."
Yeah, I like what Black Hat said out in the chat. He basically said that Mueller and Putin colluded with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know, somebody, Rachel Maddow, somebody is gonna accuse Mueller of being tampered with. It's got to happen.
You know, I don't know. It's just they were going crazy yesterday before the Mueller report. They were all, oh, we don't know what's happening yet. Blah 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 blah. Why isn't Mueller released his report? You know, and still saying about how it's going to have all this information that's going to throw Trump under the bus and we're going to get rid of him and blah blah blah. I mean, they were pretty much celebrating or something that the report was going to be coming out. The report comes out 5 minutes later. It's the end of the world because it didn't say what they wanted it to say.
This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. We need to do this again.
Yeah, and that was just based on a spokesman's comments yesterday. Today, get the letter, and it's getting even better from their side.
It didn't fit their script.
Nope, it totally went off what they were expecting. They thought Mueller was just going to be the good, loyal Democrat servant guy that he's been his whole career. And, uh-oh.
Well, in the end, you got to tell the truth. And I think that's just basically the truth is there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Well, Rich, remember, Mueller's a Republican, just like James Comey. Those are lifelong Republicans, remember?
Yeah, Mueller's a Republican that was appointed by Bill Clinton. Mm-hmm. And let's not forget the real elephant in the room that nobody has been talking about, I don't think. I think Fox may have mentioned it on one of the live broadcast earlier. I don't think it's in that article that I can remember. But this all started because of the Hillary Clinton campaign. If you look back, Hillary, remember the dossier that came out that all this was based on? That was put out by some ex-foreign agent, he was a British guy, who was paid by another organization that was paid by the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
And Hillary Clinton just, I didn't get to watch the video, but apparently she's getting more trouble because they uncovered more stuff from her server. The servers that she didn't break up with hammers and baseball bats.
Or wipe with a cloth.
That was amazing.
Yeah, speaking of obstruction of justice, I think the destruction of evidence falls into that category. Just throwing that out there. And when I was taking classes a few years ago, one of the things that fell under obstruction of justice was the destruction of evidence. Who was destroying evidence? And it's not the first time. There was another case recently where some Democrat was in trouble. No, it wasn't Democrat. Who was it? Oh, it was Alex Jones. Alex Jones was caught destroying evidence. Yeah. So it happens on both sides. But yeah, Alex Jones wasn't destroying evidence to the extent that Hillary Clinton was.
Well, technically, Alex Jones is a quote-unquote libertarian. I don't think he is either.
I don't know what Alex Jones is. A clown, maybe? I don't know. But, oh, yes. Black Cat, I did get the whole story. I meant to do a video and everything, but I started feeling like crap again. I think I got round 2 of whatever the hell's been going around. And I just wasn't ever up to doing the video. So hold on a second. Since we are predominantly a gun show, even though we do talk about news events, that was always one of the things that we were going to do on this show was talk news. But yes, RL, there you go. There's the holster. I did receive it. It fits perfectly on my Smith & Wesson 2.0 compact. And ironically enough, it also fits my Taurus G2C, which we talked about on – whose show was that? Was that your show the other night, Gary? We talked about that?
What about your G2C?
That it fits in the holster I got from RL.
Yeah, that was on my show. I remember saying that.
Yeah. So I don't think I actually showed anybody, but yeah, you can actually hear it click in place. This is my Taurus. This is the holster for the Smith & Wesson 2.0 compact, and you can hear it click into place.
Cool.
You can see it's not falling out of there. So yes, I did get the holster. Thank you very much, sir, and it worked wonderfully.
Remember to read the sign. Do not pet pistol.
Yes.
Well, look what the cat drew again.
Somebody fill Night Strike in on what the new rules are.
We are now a family-friendly chat.
We're going back to the old. Yeah, we're going back to the old rule on that.
So moderators are expected to help keep track of that in the chat.
Also, don't beat your wife, don't beat your spouse, don't beat your cat, don't beat your kid. If you're a six-pack man, stick to a six-pack. If you get in a fight, win. And I'm just kidding.
And remember, don't start a fight, but you better finish it.
No matter what.
To jail.
Remember this: the first rule of Fight Club is there is no Fight Club.
No, that's wrong. The first rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club.
Because it doesn't exist.
Yes.
Now, RL, just behave and you won't be banned. Come on. You can do it. All right. Anyway, getting back to our original topic. You know what the topic is, Night Strike. I know because you emailed me back and we were about it. So,
Do you want me to say it now? Because,
keep it clean.
I can keep it clean. But let me put it this way. The government did not need to waste $25 million on a stupid runaround investigation of which they could have just asked the nearest layman that would have told them that there was no Russian collusion and saved the government $25 million. And the tax people, I might add.
That's what gets me, because we had to pay for all this nonsense.
We have to pay for a stupid, and I mean a stupid investigation of which Trump did not collude with Russia, and his interference with the investigation is unresolved. Who in God's name puts that in a report? I'm sorry, but unresolved is a word you do not use in a report, period.
Well, that was in regards to the obstruction charge, which he didn't want to get into that. So he left that up to the Attorney General and his staff to determine.
Who have pretty much already spoken on the matter.
Yeah, I'm sure the Attorney General said, no, Trump didn't do anything wrong.
Let's get back to work. Let's run the country. Come on.
Let's run the country. Yeah, I don't like the new Attorney General, but at the same time, if he's willing to actually do some work, I will concede that as long as he does his job, period, then I'm fine with it. Okay? Now, I don't agree with his views or his decisions, but the fact is, as long as he's willing to get off his rear and actually do paperwork, I'm happy, because that's something we don't see from anyone in office right now.
Hey, Rich, we got a quick programming note question for you out in the chat. And Black Hat said he's into I can't say the word now.
Innuendo.
Yeah, that's the word. And PG-13 is that cool for the chat?
Okay, we'll put it this way: if it can be said on The Simpsons, we'll allow it.
Would you say it to your mom?
Ay caramba.
All I have to say is, McBain!
Eat my shorts.
Well, they've gotten away with some pretty adult innuendo on The Simpsons before. So. So if it's Simpsons approved, keep it to the Simpsons, not Family Guy, and we'll be good.
I'm sorry, but I just had to get all that out of my system. I had to yell at something.
How about
Well, I
South
did ask
Park?
you what you thought about it. So I mean,
Yeah.
Or, yeah, South Park or Beavis and Butthead.
no, definitely.
I,
Beavis and Butthead would be Simpsons level. Beavis and Butthead was actually pretty tame compared.
I think you could get away with South Park too.
Fire,
No,
fire,
you
fire.
can't. No, you can't.
Yeah, you could.
No, not really. They get
No,
pretty
not
low.
really. Have you not seen the episode where they were counting how many times they could get away with saying a certain word before the FCC?
Hey, you'd do that too if you had the chance.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's not saying no, so obviously
We're
he's
not-
like,
we're
yes,
not
I would
going-
do it too.
We're not going South Park levels.
Yet. I'll get you there eventually.
No, we're trying to get away from there.
Yeah, I'm sure you
We
are.
already
I'm
were
sure.
there. We're trying to reel it back in a little bit.
Since when?
Since tonight, obviously. Do you not pay
Don't tell
attention to anything?
Don't tell me you've got enough subs to where it matters.
This is
I
a
got over
kinder,
100 now.
gentler chat.
Burn.
room now.
Burn.
Hey, Rupan, the same thing applies to me. I don't even have enough subs for that to matter, so I don't even try. I'm just astounded that Rich is like, oh, no, we're going to do this. Like,
Well, originally that's what we were to begin with.
well, I don't see why go back to it. People like the other format better.
I'm just cutting back on the language a little bit, and we're actually going to try and have a topic every week.
Yeah, but that never works out.
It works out. It worked for Ghost and Clover.
Well, Ghost and Clover are a different breed, okay?
It works for Hank Strange, too. He has a topic every night.
Have you seen Hank's chat? Don't give me that.
Yes, I've been on the show. Well, not on the show. I've watched the show. But he does have a topic every night. Come on. Be honest.
Yeah, but even he and his crew have a problem staying on topic.
I didn't say we were going to stay on topic the whole time. I said we're going to have a topic.
We're just steering towards a place. Don't mean we'll get there.
Okay, all right.
How about-
all
how
right.
about-
We've got a destination in mind.
How about we change this topic?
Okay, what you got something you want to talk about, David?
Let's talk about guns.
Yeah, anything.
Anybody like guns?
No, I've never seen one up close.
Yeah, the reason why I wanted to talk about that topic today, I mean, that was the big breaking news today. And remember, when we started this show, we were going to be a news discussion show. It just fit with the premise.
Yeah,
And yes,
that's not the
I like
topic
it.
I was talking about. I was talking about the PG-13 topic.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, we can talk about politics. That's great. I just don't want to talk about whether we can curse or not anymore.
Okay. So, yeah, well, we do
Because they're about to take away David's right to the First Amendment, and now they've simply taken away his Second Amendment rights.
Okay.
First
We were-
Amendment don't say you can curse.
Can I
Doesn't say you can't.
Hey, shh. My show. Shh. We are supposed to have a segment on the show called David Asks or Kingpin Asks. So we'll do that segment. You got a question for everybody, David?
Not right yet. Come back to me in a little bit.
That is my strike now. Come on.
What was the topic?
I don't know. At this point, I don't think we have one because David screwed up. But no.
Well, all right. I got a topic, and do you think, with all the stays in the courts for the bump stock ban, do you think that the bump stock ban will be upheld?
It has to be heard in court first.
Yeah, which one of the appellates is it going to?
10th Circuit,
10th?
I believe.
Maybe.
I believe that's what I read.
It could, in the 10th, it could be overturned. The 10th is Midwest, right?
I don't know.
Well, the district that heard the
You have
case
to talk
that
to Google Strike over there could tell you.
All right. 10th Circuit Court of Appeals is Colorado, District of Colorado, Kansas, New Mexico, Eastern District of Oklahoma, Northern District of Oklahoma, Western District of Oklahoma, Utah, and Wyoming.
Okay.
I'm impressed.
It might have a chance.
That could be overturned. The case that was heard,
though, the only thing that bothers me is Colorado's pretty blue. So if they get a judge from Colorado, it's but
that's a fairly conservative court there at the 10th.
As long as they smoke a
doobie
before they deliberate.
Sure it's the 10th that's hearing it, because the case that upheld it at the district level, that was in Michigan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it would go to the circuit that would hear Michigan. If I remember right.
I remember they're fighting that one in court, aren't they?
There was another challenge in Utah. That one could be going to the 10th.
That could.
Yeah, that's the one I read about.
But again, it's just, I mean, since no judge is going to put a stay on the thing, people are going to have to, destroy their bump stocks if they haven't done so already. Hey, I'm writing up a bill, and I'm an actual bill, and send it to the president saying, hey, since you told me you were not going to put any gun bans in, but you decided to say, oh, we're banning all bump stocks. Here's a bill for what you owe me for my bump stock. You don't like it, you shouldn't have banned it. Well, but I don't expect him to do anything about it. I expect him to ignore the whole thing entirely. But you know what? At least it's doing something.
Yeah, well, don't go out destroying them yet, because we do have that stay of execution.
Well, no, we don't.
Yes, we do. There was a stay that covers the entire thing being implemented.
Yeah, D.C. court and a couple other state courts have done that.
Which is standard operating procedure when you have something going to one of the federal appellate courts. There will be a stay to prevent it from going into implementation while the appeal is being heard. So right now, don't go destroying anything just yet.
It's too late.
Okay, we got another topic if you guys want to change speeds. Okay. Ozzy Osbourne says, does anybody know what the difference is in the Taurus Millennium G2 and the G2C?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to respond to him.
Yeah, the C's the compact version of it. Is that what it is?
No, the major difference is different coating on the slide, and the fact that it doesn't have that lock, that gun lock on there that the old PT-111 did.
Yeah, there is
the G2S is the slim version.
Yeah, that's the single stack. That would be the competitor for the Shield. And the 43?
Yeah. Kind of took the place of the 709 Slim.
Yeah. See, you can see here, this is the G2C. There is no lock.
But otherwise, it looks, you can hold it right up next to a PT-111 G2. And other than, like I say, the slide coating's a little different.
But didn't they change the grip panels on it a little bit too?
I don't think, if they did, it ain't much, because...
Yeah. You've got
the new logo on there, obviously.
Yeah, you got the one before this one, right?
Yeah, I've got the 111.
Yeah, well, get it. We can compare the grip panels. But I thought they were supposed to change the grip panels. Maybe they didn't.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on, folks. We're going to find out exactly what the differences are appearance-wise in a minute.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, I thought RL was saying the same thing I did. He thinks they changed the stippling on it too. Yeah, this feels more, the panels on this feel kind of like the stippling that's on the M&P 2.0s, where the stippling is on these. It's like a sandpaper. It feels like polymer sandpaper.
Camera on. Let's go ahead and make this safe, just for the sake of our audience.
Well, I know mine's empty.
Who cares about them?
All right. Weapons clear. Weapons clear.
It's
All
not
right.
clear.
It's too clear.
I'm not
I put safety on for you. How about that?
Scary.
Safety's even off. All right. So now there's your grip panels. Go all the way around. Then I'm not going to sweep myself here, so I'll turn it around.
Yeah, it looks like the grip handle on the back strap on yours might be a little bit longer. Not much.
Too bad we can't have them both on a screen at the same time.
Yeah, I can.
But
I
this
have it on my logo, but
this right here is the little lock on the PT-111 that is not present.
Yep, you can see
On
there's.
the G2C.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all can make that out on my little logo down there, but the hole that Gary's pointing to is not present.
Yeah, that's got a little key, little hex key thing that fits in there. And you can completely make the gun safe, as if taking the ammunition out of it, putting the safety on, sticking in your safe isn't good enough. So
Hold yours up again on camera. Down a little bit. I'm trying to see. Looks like they changed the rear sight a little bit too. Yours doesn't. Mine looks like it's got a much flatter surface on the front than what yours does.
Really?
Yeah, not much, but yours comes out to more of an angle.
It's actually got a little bit of a shelf there. You might be able to rack that off a bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one feels like it has more. Feels like, and it looks like it might have more of a shelf.
Well, let's look at yours now.
That. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but mine looks like it's a little bit flatter on the front than what yours did. Not by much, but just a little bit. Might give it a little bit more of a shelf there.
Maybe. Let's yeah. It might be a micron. It's pretty darn close.
Yeah, it's close, but it looked like yours came to more of a just a slight more of a slant there. Otherwise, the rear sight's pretty much the same one.
All I know is I really like the gun.
Yeah, it's got a good grip on it. I mean,
I've always liked this gun ever since I got it.
I wish there was a little bit more of an undercut, so I get my hand a little bit higher on the grip here. The extended, well, it's not really extended, but right here a little bit more because it's like halfway between my pinky. It's still better than like the Shield with the flush fit magazine, but you can see it's like where it's at, like halfway down my pinky.
Maybe this will be the next gun I take the range and do some reports on. Old versus new. I wish I had the new one, but I don't need two of the same gun.
Yeah, they're basically the same gun. Does yours you don't pull the trigger in exactly the right spot like Travis P11 was saying? Does it get your trigger safety not want to pull the trigger back?
No, this one doesn't have that problem. That's the newer ones.
I haven't had it happen. Dry firing, I'll have it happen, but when I've been at the range with it, I haven't had that happen once. Now, if you don't have it cocked, does yours do like a double action trigger pull?
No.
Yeah, see, this one you can double action pull it. I don't know if they put that on there as a second strike capability.
It's got second strike capability, but I don't.
I can pull the trigger on this one double action.
All I know is these things got about the strongest springs in a magazine. It's fun to load by hand, let me tell you.
Yeah, I've done it.
Wear your fingers out doing that.
Yeah, especially if it's a new magazine like what this is.
I have 3 magazines for this gun.
Yours came with it, or did you buy one?
No, it came with, I think it came with 2, and then I bought another one because And I'd like to go to the range. I like to have plenty of mags loaded up so I don't have to stop every 5 seconds.
Yeah, this one came with 2, so I was wondering.
Black Cat says, well, just send me your old one and I can buy a new one. Yeah, sure. Get right on that.
It'll be in the mail tomorrow night.
Yeah, I took 2 new uppers to the range today. I got a 7.6239 upper, and I got a 9mm upper. And neither of them worked very well.
I thought you were about to say none of them blew up in my face.
Yeah, the 9mm, I was using the Mean Arms MA mag. Or not MA, the 9mm magazine. It's like an all-encompassing, it turns your PMag into a 9mm conversion kit. So I don't have that right here. It's in a bag right now, but it didn't work, and I think it's because of the mag. So I'm gonna clean it and test it out later. And this one was working all right, but I gave it to my buddy, and he started having all sorts of problems and malfunctions. I took it back, and I only had 1 malfunction. So I don't know if it was a hiccup in the ammo.
I think it just likes you.
Maybe, but they're from KM Tactical, and they seem all right. There's a guy on Gunbroker, or it's a company, but yeah. So it's kind of. I really liked if this worked. I got a lower coming, Glock mag lower coming for this, and I was just blown away at how lightweight it was. Obviously, it doesn't have the gas tube. It doesn't have, it doesn't have locking lugs. So.
Real quick,
you might want to wait for the Glock Mag lowers. The Glock Mag lower, it might actually work.
Yeah. Real quick, before we go any farther, I forgot to mention since the top of the show, we are on Gun Channels. There is the link to our Gun Channels page out there on the YouTube chat, so you can check that out. I knew I was forgetting something when we went on the air. What was it?
Awesome. I also I have another gripe. Both the flash hiders look like they just like cut out the inside. Like they bought like flash hiders for, I don't know, maybe not necessarily an AR, but it looks just kind of weird. I doubt this is going to focus. Oh, and I need a flashlight or something. If you look in there, you can actually see right where this is here. Yeah, right there, that light right there. Look, you can see the marks where they just like cut the flash hider. Those are the threads. I don't know. It looks like
just bad machining properly.
Yeah, it just looks cheap. It looks really cheap, but
they might have gotten it from China.
Yeah, aside from that, I mean, the KM Tactical stuff right here is it doesn't look bad. So, I mean, it was real cool to use 7.6239 out of an AR. I thought that was good. It may not be an AR-10, but you only have to pay for you get 30 cal, but you're only paying 7.62 by 39 ammo prices. So,
well, you know what Squibb says? Don't buy Chinese, and that's probably Chinese.
I think KM Tactical's in the U.S. somewhere, but
I meant the flashlight.
Oh yeah. It reminds me, I got to put some water down this barrel. I'm gonna do that right now.
You're firing corrosive?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Okay, if you're firing Wolf or Tula, don't worry about it.
I think I had a box of mixed stuff that I don't know where it came from. It was like my buddy gave it to me, so.
Getting back to the Taurus G2 real quick. Ozzy out there saying that the SIG 226 mags work in the Taurus G2. And he's got a couple of 15 rounders, I guess he uses in his. That's interesting. The G2 fits in a Smith & Wesson 2.0 compact holster and can take SIG mags. Of course, SIG mags aren't exactly cheap. What is cheaper to buy, Taurus mags or SIG mags? I haven't bought either, so I really don't know. Anybody? Anybody know?
Tauruses aren't on my my state's approved list, so
You'd have to ask Obnoxious or Patriot about that. Those are like the SIG experts.
Well, Gary has bought a Taurus mag. How much did that cost you, Gary? Do you remember? I think we lost Gary.
I can do a quick search.
For the G2,
Yeah.
they're around, seems like they're around $25-$30.
Okay, so that'll be cheaper than Sig mags. Sig mags are 40 to 50. If I remember right. I mean, it's the same thing with like HK mags. HK mags and CZ mags, they're all expensive as well.
I don't know how you guys feel about Pro Mags, but Classic Firearms has G2 Pro Mags for $16.99.
I will never buy another Pro mag in my life. I bought one AK mag. The thing wouldn't even rock into place without fighting it. And that was after I had to remove some of the material from the damn locking lug on it to where I could even get it to where I could attempt to get it to lock into place.
One of those Korean mags didn't fit into my AMD.
Oh no, not one of those Korean mags. Whatever shall we do?
Yeah, Mekgar mags are good.
North Korean or South Korean?
I don't know.
Yeah, Black Cat's out there saying you can try the Mekgar Sig mags. Yeah, Mekgar are good stuff. My son has some of those for his Llama N40, the mini max he has.
But llamas are not good guns.
That depends. Well, depends on what era they were made. Yes, they had a time where they were, and then they started going downhill towards the end. If you get one of the earlier ones, they're fine. It's just like getting like an, what is it, ATI or Rock Island. But again, the problem is the later ones gave all of them a bad name. Almost like how the early Wassers gave the Wassers a bad name. You remember the original, when they started with the Wassers, originally they were all canted sights and everything. And yeah, same basic thing, only in reverse.
Oh man, they got Classic has Chinese SKS for
$419. What a deal!
It is now. Yeah, they got a bunch of them from somewhere just recently. They did a video on their YouTube channel about it.
I got my CNR. I don't know if I should do it or not. Probably not. I don't have any room left in the safe.
If you have a CNR, does that mean you can have the bayonet?
It means I can have whatever's on it. It has to stay in its original configuration.
So if the bayonet is on there, that means the bayonet's okay to keep.
Yeah, well, that rifle's fine anyways because it doesn't have a detachable magazine.
Well, you could get one. I mean, they do sell the duckbill mags, but
No, they don't. You can go to a dealer, and if they have an SKS with a bayonet, they can legally sell it to you.
Okay, then you're good.
But they usually want like $700 for them. So,
if you want to get an SKS and you have a CNR license, and you can get it under CNR. Then I'm gonna say go ahead and do it. That way you can get a nice rifle. If you can't, then I guess wait for another deal. Hopefully they'll come.
Dagnabbit, Night Strike. No.
Dagnabbit, Night Strike. Curse you for making so much sense.
Stop giving me permission.
I didn't give you permission. I'm just telling you.
Night Strike's an enabler. Just throwing that out there.
It looks like Fine Ape's giving you permission. He's saying, do it, do it, do it.
Repeatedly. He's like one of those people at a wrestling match just keep chanting the same thing over and over again. The only difference is he's not chanting CM Punk continuously. Anyway, if Ellis were here, he'd probably get that joke.
Poor Ellis.
So have you figured out what gun-related question you have yet, Pete?
That's the gun-related question.
That wasn't a gun-related question, was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. We've had so many, I can't remember what yours was. I forgot. It was like the flash round. Question. Or speed round, where the hell it was in those old game shows.
Use the Force.
Do I look like Luke Skywalker to you?
Actually, if you shave the beard and the mullet, yeah.
No, I do not look like Luke Skywalker. And again, I don't have a mullet. Mullet's short on top. Mine's the same length all the way around.
All right.
John Z says that you're an overgrown Ewok, Night Strike.
Yeah, well, John Z says that, but John Z is about the size of an Ewok. You know, especially at the height level.
I guess it's better than the other night. I think it was Seven Wonders who was saying that Yankee was going to show up and kidnap you and take you back to the Pacific Northwest to be with the rest of the Sasquatch.
I've never been to the Pacific Northwest. I don't have family in the Pacific Northwest. I'm never going to the Pacific Northwest.
Black Cat says, if you're Luke, you've really let yourself go. I guess he hasn't seen Mark Hamill lately.
Yeah, he hasn't seen Mark Hamill lately. That's the thing.
We got another question out in the chat from Fine Ape. Looks like he says, Colt or FN carry handle for my PSA A2 upper. He says my DPMS handle is the wrong height. Talk amongst yourselves.
I don't know.
All right, great. Let's move on.
The only one I've had experience with was a Colt, and it wasn't a removable. There was one that was built into the upper, and that would have been on an M16A1 or an M16A2, so I couldn't tell you. Night Strike, would you know? Earth the Night Strike.
I'm sitting here commenting, and I'm someone muted me, so
it wasn't me.
So I would say what AR-15, right? His bolt carrier group is it long enough?
The carry handle on that he has is from DPMS is too short. He wants to know if he should go with a Colt or an FN. Or a A2 upper.
Yeah, I would try a Colt. Now, and here's the thing. I know people say this and that about eBay, but you can get a USGI used Colt upper carry handle cheaper than you can buy a new Colt carry handle. But if you want it new, go and buy it new. But if you want to save a few dollars, buy one off eBay. You'll find them everywhere. But just look for a Colt carry handle and try that. It should be the right size and the right length because, well, most of the Colt carry handles are made are offshoots of the military contract ones. The ones they couldn't sell to the military. So try that first. Because it doesn't make any sense trying to spend money on other companies of which might not make it mil-spec.
Brownells has that A1. I don't know if you're interested in that.
That is a good point. Brownells has the A1.
It's
you could just try one of those.
Seven Wonders is asking if we've seen federal bill HR 686. It would eliminate online ammo sales and require reporting or even face-to-face bulk ammo purchases.
Not only have we seen it, I've heard about it already. Thank you. Thank you for bringing us down, Seven Wonders, or shall we say the Sun Snob.
No, I had not seen that one, but we were all nice and happy because the Mueller report came out and the Democrats are all losing their shit. And just had to go and bring up
and he had to bring that up and bring us back down to earth and tell us how. Can I get away with saying the C word?
There's numerous different C words.
CRAP.
Caliber.
You can say crap.
Okay, yes, crap.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Simpsons language. I'm sure the Simpsons have said crap at some point.
Thanks for bringing us down, Seven Wonders. It's all your fault.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
We can go back into the chat and get another topic. Jason Stewart says there's an 1873 trapdoor, $900. Yes or no?
Yes.
Has almost perfect stock.
Yes.
If it's a legitimate 1873, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, because they're worth more than that.
Yeah. If it's a recreation, it would definitely depend on who's making it.
Go find who's ever selling it. Check it. Check to make sure it's not a replica or a reproduction. Because if it's a reproduction, it's not worth $900. But if it's
no, I wouldn't. There are some reproductions that are worth that are $900 rifles.
Well,
I know.
Let's ask real quick. Ask Jason to post in the chat. Is this a face-to-face sale or is he ordering it over the internet? Because, I agree with you guys. If he's ordering it over the internet, that might not be the greatest idea. But if he can reach out and touch it and inspect the thing, that might not be a bad deal.
Yeah, I think Chiappa makes a really good replica of the 1873. I think it was Chiappa. And they're over $1,000 for one of those.
Uberti, no, here's the thing. The Ubertis are like $2,000.
Yeah.
So. But again, it depends on the condition, and it depends on whether it's an original or a reproduction. Okay, if it's a reproduction, find out which brand it is, whether it's an Uberti or if it's one of the off brands.
Yeah.
It may still be a good deal regardless. But again, if you want an original, if it's original and it's in good condition, buy it.
Let's just say this. If you're getting an 1873 trapdoor for $9, you're probably going to be doing good.
Yeah, because some of those are like literally over $1,000 now.
Yeah, I mean, replica or original, $900. That's not a bad.
That's not a bad deal.
No. Yeah, he'll go and buy it, and then he'll tell us it's a Century. I don't think Century makes those. So
I don't think Century imported trapdoors. I'm sorry.
It looks like he typed in, he said, my dealer, and then says Springfield. So I'm assuming that's a face-to-face deal, and you guys will have to tell me what Springfield means.
If it's marked Springfield, that's not going to be the current Springfield Army. That's going to be the original Springfield Army. And if it's $900 for an 1873 Springfield, yeah, buy that.
Yeah, the answer is, what the heck are you waiting for? Go over there and buy it.
Yeah, not an original 1873 Springfield trapdoor. Yeah, buddy, you go buy that.
Call your FFL when you wake up tomorrow morning, and when the guy opens first thing, and let him know to reserve that rifle for you because you want that, because it's not going to get any cheaper.
Monday morning FFL. You guys have FFLs open on Mondays?
They are here.
What,
most gun shops around here are closed on Monday. But if you know, like a out of his garage FFL type of person, then they might see you on a Monday. But almost every gun store around here is closed on Mondays.
Man, I got a gun shop here. It's open every day of the week.
I don't know where he's at, so he didn't say where he was at.
Yeah. But then again, that gun shop that's open every day of the week is also that general store. They have a little bit of everything.
But I'm looking on Gunbroker right now, and the cheapest good conditions trap door I can find is about $979. I've seen some crap ones for like $600 though.
Yeah, he said that has a good stock and everything on it. So yeah, $900 if I had the money, or
if that has a good stock and it looks good, then I'm going to say jump on that. You know, the first minute you get.
Yeah, he said he's probably going to lay away.
Do it if you have to.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen a gun store that offers layaway.
Seriously?
Yeah, so we got Mondays, and I've never seen one with layaway.
Wow, your gun stores are awful.
Yeah, I got two of them. 10 minutes one direction, 10 minutes the other direction. They both do layaway.
The gun stores here will give you 30 days, and that's basically the time that your background check information runs out. But if you need more than 30 days, then they're not going to do it for you unless they just want to be cool. But there's no guarantee that you're going to get any layaway over 30 days.
Sorry, David, I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at John Z's comment. Why layaway when you can get another job and just put it on a credit card?
What do you need another job for? You just need another credit card, John.
Squib's not even here, and Squib's getting crap.
You know, well, ask John why he hasn't done that to get out of New York.
Ooh.
Yeah, John.
Now, if it's that easy, John, why haven't you left New York yet? Just get another credit card, put it on the credit card, and just get out of there.
Are you loading mags right now?
Sounds like magazines.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought you were supposed to be doing homework. Now he's loading magazines.
I'm cutting a piece of plastic off, but it sounds like someone else is loading mags.
No, you sound like you're loading magazines.
I heard another noise that wasn't me. It sounded like magazines.
That might have been me ejecting the magazine on my floor.
Chips, maybe. Maybe it sounded like chips. That's what I thought of.
Anyway, anybody else got anything they want to talk about? Are you seeing any more questions out there on the YouTube side?
Go check out Classic Firearms. They have a great deal on XKSs.
Yeah.
Shipping wasn't bad either. Let's just see if I can friggin' catch the UPS guy or whoever it is, because they're a pain in the ass to get a hold of. I have no doorbell.
I don't have a doorbell either.
You pay $2,200 a month?
Nope.
Pay $2,200.
7-Eleven, I think, is what the rent just got increased to.
I pay $2,200 a month for a place that doesn't have a doorbell and has 3 bedrooms and is tiny.
We're paying 7-Eleven for $1,500, I want to say, square foot townhouse. 2 baths, 3 beds, no doorbell.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, it's 1.5 baths, actually.
Oh, nice.
And the half bath was turned into the cat's bathroom, so I don't even go in there.
Ooh, John's gonna start a go funk me. Black Cat's gonna send him pizza.
Alrighty.
So yeah, super excited. Hopefully, I can clean the this 9mm upper and clean the 7.6239, and I'm gonna check all the bolts and stuff on them to make sure nothing's loose. I'll take them back out and see if they malfunction again on me. But I don't know why I'm so excited about a 7.6239 AR, but I am.
Those things that are known for having issues sometimes.
Yeah, I got an RH10 coming, the Century Arms RH10. So
Yeah, that's the Wasser with the more crink style front sight, right?
Yep, it was on sale. So, and an SKS.
Yeah, we know you just bought an SKS from Classic.
Thank you, Night Strike. Thank you, Fine Ape.
You're welcome.
I will be, if my fiance lets me, I'll be sleeping with it.
Yeah, because you're not going to be sleeping with her because she's going to kick you out of the bed for buying it. You're going to be sleeping on the couch for a while.
Oh wow! Ozzy Osbourne just said, "I pay $450 for a house payment, 3-bedroom ranch."
Holy crap.
I want to know how much land he's got.
Yeah, we would pay less if we actually bought a place. We had to try and get our credit back in order because when my wife got sick, our credit got screwed up a little bit. So we're working on getting that fixed. And then, probably next year we're going to look to buy someplace.
I'm gonna have to buy a house before I screw my credit up.
Well, I wasn't expecting her to get sick, and then she ended up missing like a year of work. So
I'm not blaming it on you. I'm just blaming myself for a future thing that might happen.
yeah, it's like I'm telling you, man, we're snake bit. I swear to God, we are. We were going to go to Tulsa in April, and we had the money and everything, right? We get told that she's going to have a hearing aid, and that was going to take basically what we had saved to go to Tulsa with. Then we find out, no, she's not going to need a hearing aid. There was just a blockage in her ear that finally broke loose, and that's what was causing her hearing issues for months, right?
But the car.
Huh?
But there's a problem with your car.
No, there's nothing wrong with the car.
I was figuring he sabotaged it.
No.
Does Rich need to know something, Night Strike?
No. There was an issue with the car, but that was only like $200.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we found out her hearing's okay and everything, right? So then this damn flu bug goes around. She misses over a week of work because she works at the hospital, and if she's running a fever within a 24-hour period, she's not allowed to go to work. So even though the doctor released her to go back to work, they told her, nope, we can't let you come back to work because you had a slight fever the day before. So then we didn't have enough money to go to Tulsa again because the money we had saved up to go to Tulsa had to be used to pay rent and some other things. So,
Well, then push it back to the November one.
Put it on a credit card.
I don't have a credit card. Well, I did, but that's why our credit got screwed up because she missed a year of work and things had to be put on the credit card and don't have the credit card anymore. So we're working with the credit company to get that all straightened out. Until we do, I still have my Discover card. I should say I don't have a credit card. I still have the Discover card, but they're not going to let me have my balance back, even though it's all paid off until we get some of the other stuff straightened out. So.
Push it back to November. Plan for the November one.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah. No, I can't do it then because she's not going to be able to get vacation then. Because she's already got her second vacation of the year scheduled for the what is it, the Creator Summit that they're doing in Ohio. Ivan show's doing.
Well, Vandalistica is going to be there in November. I'm going to try to get my happy ass over there, but I'm not making promises.
Yeah. And with healthcare, once you got your vacation scheduled, that's it. There's no rescheduling it. That's just the way it works. So we're pretty much screwed as far as November is concerned, too.
Are you still doing No Nut November?
What?
What?
Are you still doing No Nut November?
Huh?
I don't think so.
All right. It was right after Sober October.
No. We don't do Sober October because of Oktoberfest. And the fact that it's Glocktober.
Yes.
But you know, it's not as good as September.
Uh-huh.
Just saying.
Uh-huh. I don't own a Sig or a Glock, so
I don't own a Glock.
I own many.
It's because they're about all you can get up there.
He hasn't elevated himself up to that level yet. He's still playing with other stuff.
I do own a German handgun. It's just not a Sig or a Glock.
You gotta.
Or I should say Germanic, not German.
What the hell, a Walther?
Nope, I don't have a Walther either.
You gotta be a law enforcement to get Glocks up here. Nice strike.
Let me guess. You have one of those Y-Rock revolvers.
No.
You know, what was it? The Windigators?
Does he have a Korth?
No, nope.
HK?
Yes, I have an HK. You should know.
He's got,
I've shown it on the show.
How do I not know he had the USP?
Yes, I have a USP.
Oh, USP is bad, but you should have a SIG.
I like my USP.
I'd like my SIG.
My USP is kind of like a double action polymer 1911 that double action, single action, and doesn't bite. It's not a vampire.
You don't have to carry around a hammer to strike the back of yours to get it to fire, do you?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
But you
I've got the fix. No, I've got the fix. It doesn't do that. They fix that.
You heard it here. Night Strike's been fixed.
Yeah. My USP is hammer fire. It's designed to be hammer fire.
Yes. Did you hear what he said? It's designed to be hammered.
It's got a hammer on it. It's designed to be hammer fire.
I think I heard it right the first time. It's designed to be hammered, so watch out.
I recently picked. I thought this was supposed to be kid friendly. I recently picked up.
Let's not talk about drunk firearms, okay? All those firearms out here getting hammered, they're not alcoholics. Come on.
I recently picked up a Glock 26, and I remembered why I didn't like Glock 26s.
Because they're Glocks?
See, this has a hammer.
Ooh.
That's what the safety that's on.
I like the Glock 42.
Striker.
It doesn't have a striker.
I'm a Glock 42 fan, so as soon as I picked up the 26, I was like, "Oh man, why did I get this?"
Black Cat Outdoors says, "I'm designed to be hammered. That's why I don't do Sober October."
No.
Thank you.
I did say nobody's firearms are getting hammered except maybe RL's. But
Hi, Vanessa.
RL's firearms might get hammered once in a while. You know, he needs a drinking buddy. A little for me, a little for the Glock, a little for me, a little for the CZ, a little for me, another a little for the other CZ. You know, that's RL when he's in his basement drinking.
And here's one for John Z.
Charles down in the basement cleaning his guns like Justin Wilson cooking.
Nice strike. Your P320 is the 40 caliber, right?
No.
Which one do you have? Which one do you have?
It's the 357 SIG.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
I changed the barrel from 40.
Yeah, a friend of mine has got the 40 compact, and he wants me to buy it from him, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I got the 357 SIG barrel, and people said, "Oh, the sights are going to be awful because the sights aren't designed for this and that," and I'm like, I don't notice a difference. Because remember, if you're going to use it as a carry gun, you're only going to be able to shoot at best 25 to 50 yards. Okay, if you need to shoot longer than that, bring a rifle.
If you're shooting at something that's more than 21 feet away,
bring a rifle.
That's only 7 yards. 21 feet's only 7 yards.
Yeah, but I'm being generous by saying, if you need to shoot longer than 50 yards, bring a rifle.
How many self-defense situations are you going to be shooting half a football field?
That's my point. Come on, help me out here.
Help you out. You're setting that as the maximum distance for a handgun. How many self-defense situations are you going to be in where you have to shoot that far?
I'm saying that as the maximum. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I would say 25 yards at maximum. You're saying 50.
I'm being generous.
You're being overly generous.
Yeah. Well, there's some guys like Squibb who never misses a shot.
I mean, if you look at the statistics, but every self-defense shooting situation is going to be within 10 yards.
And someone was supposed to make the joke, well, if you unload the entire mag into the deer, then yeah, you don't miss a shot.
That's just because he was using the wrong caliber. He was using 45 AARP and not 357.
No, he wasn't using the 45 AARP, right? But
he was using his 1911.
But yeah, I switched the barrel out to 357 SIG just because the fact that I like 357 SIG. So, I mean, I still got 40. I still run 40 through it. It's just, I looked at it as adding a 357 SIG barrel added to the, at least I think, added to the worth of the gun.
Okay. Vanessa Kitty wants to know, so if she's shooting at you from 50 feet, would you throw your pistol away and grab a rifle? No, because that's within 25 yards.
No. I wouldn't want to be, in a gunfight against Vanessa Kitty for the fact that she'd be using the 357 Magnum.
I have one of those too.
I don't want to get in a fight with someone who's carrying 357 Magnum. Okay, I'm just saying.
She's got a second one, so she doesn't have to reload.
I know.
Night Strike, you have a 357 SIG, which the whole point of 357 SIG was to get near 357 Magnum ballistics out of a 9mm size pistol. What's the problem?
The problem is she's carrying a Kuhn and I'm carrying a 320, and I'm feeling a little underpowered.
Oh, you got a bigger magazine capacity.
Don't argue with me, boy.
I'm already am. You got probably twice as many rounds. With a round that, depending on what she's shooting, is going to have very similar ballistics. And you're scared of a 357 1911?
Oh, and her backup. So I guess that's like her third gun is a 44 Magnum.
That would be a 629.
So
no, 629. Yeah, it might be a 629.
She carries a Kimbo, or I think she does. I can't remember if she picked up the second one.
Okay, yeah, I'm not. I give up. If I have to get in a gunfight against Vanessa Kitty, I'm raising the white flag. I'm surrendering.
Okay, you're going to be armed with a SIG 320, 357 SIG against somebody with a 357 Magnum, and you're feeling underarmed?
A little bit, yeah.
Then get a different gun. Seriously.
Well, Vanessa might not be able to ID him.
In my defense, she's carrying two Kunins and a 629. I'm just carrying a 320.
Now, she might not be able to ID Night Strike because he might be wearing a blue dress.
At a time.
Oh, come on. Stop that.
Remember, she can only shoot one of those guns at a time accurately.
Okay, all right.
What do you mean? It's camouflage. She won't be able to tell it's you because of the blue dress.
No, she'll be able to
She
tell.
can't ID if she can't shoot you.
You got to back scared. If he doesn't wear the blue dress, then she won't recognize him. Then
Even if she is firing both guns at one time, it doesn't matter how accurate she's being. It's going to scare the crap out of you.
Yeah. Look at it this way, okay? 357 SIG, finite is saying is 125 grain. I'm using 357 SIG 147 grain XTP. That's what I carry. So I'm carrying Hornady XTP because I got a really good deal on these. $10 a box for a box of 20. And they're usually going for like $15 to $17 bucks. So.
well, Vanessa, if you're in a shootout, obviously accuracy is going to matter.
So it's accuracy. Oh. People are going to say, well, Night Strike's dead. So, you know.
See, I was giving you that. I didn't bring up any of that.
Well, Black Cat says, Night Strike, I'll do the shooting contest with you at 50 yards. You can use your rifle, and I'll use a pistol. You game yet?
No, because I don't want to shoot anyone.
And all this because I said most self-defense shootings happen within 10 yards.
It's just all your fault. You're an awful person.
Well, you're the one putting it at 50 yards. I mean,
I was being generous. I said that earlier.
Generous. You're fighting a war with handguns at that point.
We got
another. Block.
Speaking of Black Cat, we have something from him out in the chat. It says, "Tell Night Strike I challenged him to an updated shooting match." So, Night Strike, I'm assuming you should know what that means.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Okay, Black Cat, he doesn't know what that means. But you've been challenged to an updated shooting match.
That's nice. I'm not accepting.
Vanessa Kitty will be accurate. I guess someone questioned her accuracy.
No. What was
I don't question her accuracy at all. That's the point.
Accuracy with one firearm wasn't questioned. It was firing two at the same time, which has been shown to be much less accurate than firing just one.
I always thought she just had the second one ready for when it was time to reload. You just grab the second one.
Yeah, somebody mentioned her shooting at Kimbo with the Kunins. I was like, she's going to be much less accurate that way.
I think I just wanted a reason to say the word akimbo, but before that,
you just wanted to say akimbo. Just a minute.
Before that, I mentioned that she would. It was so she didn't have to reload.
I have an 8-round 357 revolver. I mean, I'm not going to sweat a Kunin. I'm fairly accurate with it as well, as my wife can attest. So.
Then no, we didn't just discuss it, Black Cat. Shush.
And not that we're actually, for anybody watching this after the fact, saying we're going to go out and shoot each other. That's not what's going on here.
That's what I heard.
We're having a discussion of, accuracy and caliber.
This is completely and totally theoretical discussion.
Okay.
Okay, she can only shoot with one hand. Her right arm, elbow to wrist is mostly titanium.
No, she says she can also shoot, not also only shoot.
Is
she's saying she can one hand shoot it?
So wait. Is Vanessa Kitty saying she's the bionic woman?
She's a robot.
I think that's what she said. She's a robot.
No, what she said was if you survive, she'll use her elbow on you just for principle.
Okay, Black Cat's up the ante. He says, I'll pay for a night of your hotel in Tulsa if you can beat me, Night Strike. 50 yards, offhand, no optics.
Your P320 versus his Glock 19, I'm assuming, is what he'd say.
I don't think he'd believe me. That's the problem.
He can drive his truck down to South Carolina.
John Z had another question. I guess this would probably be where'd he go? It's a revolver question. He said, "What are my options if I did get a revolver for 7 or 8 round cylinders?"
Well, Ruger has
7.
Well, there's 8 as well. Ruger and Wesson both have 7 and 8 round revolvers.
I've heard a lot of good things about the GP 100.
Yeah, I have two. Ellis actually has one, and I've used that. It's really nice.
Yeah,
so,
my friend got one, and I've shot it before.
If you're gonna get one, I do actually recommend the GP 100.
Yeah, and I have this, which is 8 rounds. This is Smith & Wesson 627. 8 rounds of 357 Magnum. Now, if you want a Smith & Wesson in 7 rounds, that would be the 686 Plus or the 586 L-Comp. Both have 7 rounds. And there's also, what's the other one? The TRR-8. That's an 8 round, which is the more tactical version of basically the 627. And if you can find one, and it'll probably cost you a small fortune, you can actually get the Model 27 Performance Center model that had 8 rounds, which is a nice blued finish. Fine, it brings up the 327. Yeah, that's a thing, but I'm not interested in a scandium frame 357 Magnum. That's just me. The biggest mitigating factor for recoil in a revolver is weight, and a scandium frame ain't going to have very much of that.
Every time I ever looked at a governor or whatever it was, it was so lightweight. I was just like, yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. To me, it's like, great, you can carry it, but you're never going to be able to shoot it. For me, I
got what, a 1-inch barrel on it?
I get nerve issues.
Short barrels.
I've got nerve issues, so I can't.
Yeah.
What kind of budget is John Z working with as far as his revolver?
Yeah, that'll be another question. What budget are you? What kind of budget you got there, John?
$200.
Well, he said in the chat that he's not worried about bells and whistles. He's looking for reliability.
Well, any of the ones we've said are going to be reliable. So the main thing's going to come down to budget. If you got a tight budget, look at Ruger. If you have a good budget, you can go with Smith & Wesson. And Forrest would be in the same budget range, same price range probably as what the Ruger would be. So if you know.
Yeah, I've shot, like I said, my friend's got the GP 100, and it's nice as can be. And I've got the Taurus Tracker for 357, and that's pretty sweet too. But I bought mine used, so I really don't know what new prices are for those.
Yours is a 6 shot, isn't it?
No, I've got the 7.
Oh, you got the 7?
Yeah.
My mom picked up a Charter Arms before she left the state for like $300, 38.
Yeah,
she never had a problem with it.
Charter Arms are like Night Strike's Tuesday night show. It's hit or miss.
Ouch! Come on,
your show's name is Hit or Miss. I wasn't referring to the quality of the show. I was referring to the quality of the firearm.
Come on, man.
I was trying to promote your show, man. Come on.
He plugged your show, guy.
Yeah, I was plugging your show, man. Come on.
Tuesday nights, 9:00.
You're the fault you named your show that. I mean, it was a perfect plug for your show, and you get offended. I swear, I can't do anything right.
It's been an awful night.
Yeah, it's the Smeggy and Night Strike show.
No, it's just the Night Strike show.
Maggie's gone AWOL.
Yeah, as far as Smeggy, I don't know if even Smeggy exists anymore. I don't see him anymore. He never calls. He never writes.
He's been on Instagram, so he's
never sends you flowers.
No, he doesn't send me flowers anymore. No. I put pictures of him on milk cartons, and
John says
nobody ever found him.
Yeah, John said he took Squibba advice and got 7 credit cards, so 700 is his budget. Yeah, 700. You're going to look at the Ruger or the Taurus. You're not going to get a Smith for 700, sadly.
Unless if you pick up a 442, 38 special.
He's talking 357. He's talking 7 or 8 round 357. He ain't getting a Smith 7 or 8 round 357 for 700.
I did say I put Spanky on the back of a milk carton, but nobody's called or mentioned anything. So
well, I saw him. He was in Tardoc's front yard, but that was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Black Cat seems pretty insistent on this competition night strike just to keep you informed.
Yeah, but again, I'm pretty sure Black Cat is a better shot than me. So
yeah, he says you can do it live on hit or miss, and your subs can be the judge.
And he said that the audience can pick the gun that he shoots, and you pick the gun that you shoot.
Red a Bobcat. There you go. Now you can't help it win. Ain't no way he's hitting anything at the yard with a Beretta Bobcat.
No, I'll use the 12 gauge.
I got a Minx. I got a Beretta Minx if you wanted to use that.
I used the 12 gauge.
Well, John, the only thing you're going to get in a 7 or 8 other than a 22 is going to be a 357. I don't think they make 38s in that.
And so Black Cat has to use a grease gun, right?
Yeah.
Staple gun.
Get yourself a Ruger, John. Problem solved. You can find a Ruger for 700 easy in a 7 or 8 round configuration. They make both.
Get a Rhino.
What
You
about
can get a Rhino with 7 or 8. Chiapas don't make 7 or 8. They only do 6. Those silly Italians can't count beyond 6.
what if he bought a black powder and did a conversion?
That still would only be 6. He wants a 7 or 8 round.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Now, there is a company that makes recreation, like Remingtons and Colt recreations of conversions in 357 Magnum, but again, they're only 6 round. I actually thought about getting one of the Remingtons, and they were only like 500 and something for one, if I remember right. So it wasn't bad. But again, that's if I'm remembering correctly. There was so many of them I was looking at. It might have been one that it might actually have been a black powder conversion in 45 that I was looking at for that place. But still, it wasn't
actually. You know how we were looking for another topic?
Huh.
We were.
Yeah, I know it's from the NRA, but they just posted something on Twitter about the Freedom Financing Act. Ensures that financial institutions cannot refuse business to law-abiding federal firearms licensees for political or reputational reasons.
Yeah, it sounds good, but there's one problem. Probably won't ever pass the House.
Yeah. Well, I think it's from the Senate, so it might pass the Senate, but it won't pass the House.
Yeah, it won't pass the House. And here's the thing: would that pass constitutional muster? Since in covering financial institutions, that could be considered to be a finance bill, which has to originate in the House.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is Obnoxious One is in the chat room now.
Oh, so we got to make the noise. Whoosh!
Obnoxious, you don't have a wrench here because you're hardly ever here. Because this is your time with your wifey. So there, now you got a wrench, and we're going the family-friendly route. So be on your P's and Q's, Obnoxious.
Does he have P's and Q's?
The simple rule of thumb here is if it can be said on The Simpsons, you can say it. Just throwing that out there.
Ay, caramba!
I'll be back in just a second, Rich.
Okay. God damn, it's already 10 o'clock.
Hold on. Hey, wait, no, you said something that can't be said on The Simpsons.
No, I didn't.
They can't say, you can't say damn.
Yes, you can. They've done it.
Have it? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, but by the way, obnoxious one.
You got to remember, Night Strike, DAM passed 1939 censor review. So, I mean, if it passed in 1939, it would pass now. Yeah. Remember Gone with the Wind? Right, then, my dear.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Gone with the Wind. Well, Gone with the Wind was a period piece, though.
Now,
not the period of 1939, but the period of the Civil War.
Now that's banned nowadays because it uses the N word.
Yeah, it's banned because it portrays history, and you know how those who aren't for history like to rewrite history and portray something that it's not portraying as something entirely different.
It won't pass the censors now, Rich.
Come on, Seven Wonders. We already talked about that. You brought that up earlier. He's bringing up the ammo thing again.
Local 223 says he might be buying a Colt Defender. Okay. Awesome.
Which one was that?
That's Clay.
No, the Colt Defender. My mind is not working right now. Having a serious brain fart.
I think that's one of their 1911s. It's one of their specialized ones.
That's what I was thinking. He said it's a 3-inch.
Yeah, it's the officer size. Well, not really officer, but it's the small.
That would be like the Sig 938 size.
No, I think it's more like what was the ATI one? The mini ATI one. I don't know.
My son's got a 3.5-inch llama. It's Drama Llama's younger cousin.
No, but the ATI Titan. Okay, it's the size of it's just like the Titan. You can get an ATI Titan for about $400, but the Defender is, and there's issues with the Titan, and the Colt Defender is like $1,000 MSRP. Here, let me screen share so we're on the same page. Straight from Colt's website. If you can find one on a deal,
that's about 939 size.
Yeah. Local 223. If you can find one for a deal, go for it. But if you can't find one for a deal, he's saying he's looking at one that's 750 used. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad considering what the MSRP is on this. Mm-hmm. So go for it. That sounds like a good deal. It's if you want it. If you don't want it, I understand. But I mean, no one's going to tell you no on this panel.
A matter of fact, you should just go buy it right now if possible. Call the guy up and go buy it right now.
Wait until the shop's open or the person responds, I guess.
He could put that on layaway along with while he's waiting for Jason Stewart to put his 1873 on layaway.
Yeah, just put on the credit card, you'll be fine.
No, layaway, not credit card. This is layaway episode. Everybody's doing layaways.
All right. I mean, if I could get one for that price, I would totally do so.
The final word has come in. Fine Ape says, do it, do it, do it, do it. Yeah, I might have missed the do it.
Oh, he's starting that chant again, is he?
Do it!
Just do it.
Just do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta.
Yeah, he said the one he's looking at's a 9mm though.
Oh, 9mm? Okay.
That brings up an interesting question. How much would a 938 cost in comparison? I don't remember how much those go for. If a 938 is 750 new Colt versus used Colt versus new SIG. Which one would you guys go for? Used Colt or new SIG?
What kind of gun are we talking about?
We're talking the 939 versus the Colt Defender, both in 9mm. If the new SIG, I don't remember the price. I'm just throwing this out there as a hypothesis. If it's $750 for one new, would you go with the 938, which is essentially a 9mm 1911 that's about the same size as the Colt Defender, or would you go with the used Colt Defender for $750?
I'd probably go with the used Colt.
Colt.
700 just saying he would go with the SIG. You said Colt, Gary?
Yep.
Night Strike, would you go with the new SIG or used Colt?
New SIG.
Jared?
SIG. I got to fire a SIG full size and 9mm that had about 9,000 rounds through it, and yeah, I was very surprised. It felt better than my Remington R1 that had like 100 rounds through it.
Well, is the used Colt really that good of a deal at $750? Don't
I think
everybody rush it at once.
That's the case that I think Rich is making, right? I mean,
well, the reason I'm saying is if the $750 for the used gun's a good deal, then you go with the used gun because you can always buy a new SIG. They'll be everywhere. But how often are you going to run into the used gun for a good deal like that?
Yeah, but Colt, you're paying for the name. It's part of the problem. SIGs are just as good as the Colt when you're looking at the 1911s. So it's like, do you want to pay that little extra premium for a used Colt just because it has the name Colt on it?
Dead air.
I was waiting to see. Nobody answered the question. Would you pay more for the Colt name?
I haven't in the past, and I won't today.
No.
Yeah, totally no.
No, I wouldn't pay more for the Colt name. Because history has shown that new Colt stuff, even though they're priced higher than other companies, aren't always better.
Well, there's your answer then, right? If that were the criteria, just about everybody would be getting the SIG then, because the SIG because with the Colt you're going to start with a higher base price, so that's going to bring that $750 down. So you're paying $750 for that used gun, paying for the Colt name.
Right. So, anyways, I'm gonna jump out. Rich, I'll see you later.
See you later, Night Strike. See you, Black Cat.
Take it easy, guys.
Getting ready to shut this down soon anyway. Gary, you got anything you want to plug real quick?
Let's see. Foul Territory next Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Early bird chat Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. I've got some videos on the Taurus TX22 I put out this last week. Check them out if you're interested. GizzardGary.com is my website. And as always, like, share, and subscribe to everyone on the panel, especially Rich White this week. Unloaded Media, excuse me. I almost screwed that up. Thanks for the invite.
Yep, no problem. David, anything you want to plug?
Oh, yeah, man. Thanks for having me. Always a good time. go out and check out Patriot in the Dark's channel and check out his Defend Liberty project.
All right. That is, in case anybody's wondering, that's one where you look up your local laws and whatnot and do a video about what's going on in your area. And make sure you tag, do the tags and put Patriot in there so he knows that you've got the video up and everything. Rupan, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, go check out guntube.org. Night Strike is also doing his Tulsa 2 strike. I don't have a link handy, but go to Night Strike's website, go to GunTube and look up. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so he's got something going on where he's trying to get his happy ass over to Tulsa. So help him out. Check out, like I said, check out guntube.org. Check out gunchannels.com. Just plugging everybody. Thank you very much, Rich. Appreciate having me here. And I have not barely even touched my homework, but that's a good thing. I've been having too much fun, so thanks.
Yeah, no problem, man. Welcome anytime. And on the Gun Channels thing, if you don't have an account over there, first, why? Second, it is free, so go over there and make yourself an account. And we'll see you next week, folks. I'll have a good night.